1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3. Alright, welcome back Hatt Clan fam. I got a brand new video lesson for you coming your way. Today we are checking out how to improvise, how to chord comp, how to use walking bass, how to use all of these kinds of different things that we know in our guitar playing and kind of blending and molding them together in one type of concept. And we're going to use a classic jazz blues standard, Baggs groove, as a frame of reference. So let's zoom right on in and let's break these concepts right on down. Alright, thanks for sticking around. So we are using a really cool jazz blues standard called Baggs Groove. You should definitely check out this tune. This has been covered by a million different people, and I really like the Miles Davis version. I'll have that linked in the description. Also, I'll probably get asked about this guitar. So this is a Eastman jazz box. I will have a link in the description for my review and unboxing that I did for this guitar also. I'm running through a Vox AC-15 for those who wanted to know. So today we're going to be talking about a whole bunch of different concepts, all kind of based in one. This past week I had a lesson with a student that kind of prompted this whole video lesson, and we're working on a lot of jazz kind of concepts and classical. He's kind of trying to get into becoming a crossover player, so he'll try to play jazz and also play classical. I'm using entirely fingers for this. You can play this with a pick if you'd like, but I'm preferring to use this as fingerstyle. So this is a tune that's in the key of B flat. I believe the original is actually in F, but I'm going to be playing it up a fourth in B flat. So here's the main kind of melody. And that's the entire tune. It just cycles over and over again, over every single chord. So this lick is strictly based out of B flat pentatonic or B flat blues scale, the way that you can think about it. So my third finger is going on the 8th fret of the D string, and I'm sliding up a half step from the 5th fret of the B string up to the 6th fret. So that's an interval of a fifth. B flat to F, that's a fifth. And then I'm walking down from the flat 7, the 4th, to the flat 3rd, to the root, to the flat 7. So here's the whole lick in context. So this is a super cool little lick that you can play over top of all of the chord changes. In fact, if you listen to the original, excluding the actual 6-2-5-1 that happens in the end, that lick is played over the entire progression. Now the reason I like this so much is because this is a really cool example of a cool jazz piece. In fact, it is a cool jazz kind of swing feel. And in this lesson that I had with the student, we were talking about how to feel behind the beat. So one thing that's really different between jazz and a lot of like classical traditional music is jazz is very laid back. If we think about a triplet rhythm, triple-la, 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 1 2 3, 1 2 3, 1 2 3, 1 2 3. Jazz basically is the feel of taking the first triplet out of that and playing the last two. That's what we kind of consider playing behind the beat or the backbeat. So triple-la, pull-la, 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 pull-la. So a lot of the times when you hear this, you'll hear things like 1 2 3, 1 2. you notice that I'm accenting on the ands of the beats. 1 and 2, 1 and 2, and 1 and 2, 1 and 2. So that's that kind of the idea of how to get that kind of swing, kind of cool back, laid back kind of feel. Is not playing on the downbeat. If I just played this all on the downbeat, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Although that has its place, this to me sounds more like blues instead of that more kind of jazzy kind of element. We're trying to combine this so that we have crossover. So what I'm kind of thinking about here is I'm utilizing these offbeats to kind of bring out that feel in the music, if you will. 1 and 2, 1 and 2. Now these little chord shapes that I'm playing are just triads, and they're based off these full bar chord shapes. So it's like B flat 7, E flat 7, just playing the upper tier like that, off of this shape, and then F7, just playing that as if it's a C chord shape, C7 chord shape moved up, but just playing the lowest 3 notes of that chord. So really what I got here is I have a root, a flat 7 and a third, a root, a third, and a flat 7. So let's kind of talk about different kind of tiers of elements that we can do here. So that's kind of just playing the triad as it is, not really adding too much color to that. But we can do these like half step slides, which I was kind of putting in the intro a little bit there. So we can go. I'm going to also talk about starting to add in walking bass line for this. Maybe we have something that's like this. So I have a video that I've done on walking bassline. I'll have it in a chord here, or a card up on top here. But if you've never kind of like delved into this idea, it's this kind of concept of doing chromatic notes and keeping the beat going. So it's kind of keeping that groove of 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this is where you want to be all on the beat. But my chord chucks will actually happen on the offbeat. So if I play this B flat 7 chord, 1 and 1 and, you'll notice that the chord comp actually comes on the downbeat, or on the and of the downbeat. So 1 and. So you notice that if I play through the whole progression, again, this is the same thing, it's just B flat blues, but now playing the changes with walking bass. And then I'm at the top again. The camera and also play at the same time. It got me kind of screwed up there. But anyway, you kind of get the premise there. So we have all these different levels. At any given point, I can inject these into my playing. So once I do... that's kind of the comping style of that, right? So I don't necessarily just want to play static chords. Gets boring, and all these little things that I'm playing here are just triads. Thinking about F7 here, B flat 7 here, E flat 7 here, B flat here. Kind of like envisioning all these different shapes all over the neck, which is really, really, really cool. So I want to start thinking about how I can start to improvise this. So I'm using just pentatonic scale, B flat major scale, B flat arpeggio, and you'll notice that I'm all within this position here between 8 and 9, or sorry, 6 and 8, or 6 and 9, all within that B flat pentatonic shape. So if I want to use this kind of as my foundation for my improv, notice that I'm kind of using the melody as a motif. And I'm using chromatic notes in between that. If I was to play this strictly chromatic, I could get away with that by using the notes in between those as like connecting notes. Whatever it is, maybe I want to switch to major pentatonic. Be a little leery of doing major pentatonic though, because we're using that major third, and this has a minor third in it, which is kind of clashy over top of that chord change. Imagine if I just alter one note by using the major third. It sounds a little bit funky, doesn't it? So I can use all these elements in my improv. But one thing that you'll notice is I'm really lax. I'm behind that beat. I'm not playing it straight. If you play this really straight, it sounds funky. I kind of have to be behind the beat. Down, down. So let me play with all these elements kind of combined, and it's up to you to transpose it. Maybe try to play it in F, or play it in A, and use kind of all these concepts that we're using in this video so that you can bring it into your own playing. So here we go. Alright, thanks for sticking around for the lesson, guys. I hope you really digged it. Let me know what you'd like to see next, and I will see you all in the next video.